Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, guys. Right now let's take a look at the gold market. Although we have thought that probably the Yellen speech could bring a bit more clarity to the gold market, but it hasn't happened. So yes, we have some new inputs on the gold market that lets us to estimate some targets, some possible scenarios that we could get in the beginning of the next week. But as you can see, still gold stands inside of this triangle consolidation and no breakout with important levels has happened. So only the important breakout could bring us the new direction that we could count and use it in the long term and medium term analysis and trading. Until this will happen, we probably should still trade around this consolidation, around this triangle and range the market stands inside. So although market right now has dropped to the 1320 area, stands at support. So you can see that this is not just the lower border of the triangle, this is also the monthly pivot support one. But still, two bullish patterns that have been formed are still valid. First of all is the butterfly. It has not been cancelled yet, so market stands above these lows. So only if market will drop below it, it could erase this butterfly. The same for bullish grabber on the weekly chart, because this is the same swing. So moving below this area also will erase the bullish pattern. Currently, guys, inside of this triangle situation is moderately bearish. We have discussed this briefly previously, because as you can see, market has dropped below the monthly pivot point. Market wasn't able to show the breakout up when it has turned to the upside action before reaching a lower border. So this was potentially a bullish sign, but market has failed to complete it. And this long tails around 1360 area that suggests a sell-off exists that has prevented market from upward breakout and push it lower. Also take a look at the action. So this is non-farm payrolls drop. Retracement was really very choppy. Here's again drop, takes the very nice action to the downside. Yellen speech also, as you can see, has stopped any upward action that has started before she started to speak, but later, as you can see, market has erased all this action and returned it back down to the lower border. So that's why this lets us to suggest on possible scenarios that we could get. First of all, we think that on the daily chart, there's two different actions could happen. First one is the true breakout of these lows, and in this case, market probably will continue to move lower. Medium-term target will be the 1250 area. It's lower border of this Brexit candle. But currently, we do not think that this scenario has more chances to happen. It's not the dominating scenario. More probable is that market will show some cunning action. So because the gold market is really cunning market. And we think that very probable that market will drop to the 13 even area, taking out of the stops below these lows. So it will be some kind of the wash underneath of these lows, grab the stops, will erase both bullish patterns, and then it really could return right back up. So this is, and will show the failure breakout. If this will happen, this will be 100% matching to gold's habit, really gold cunning character. This will be very typical for the gold market. Also, guys, why we do not want to focus on some deeper targets, because this will, you can see the 13 even area is daily oversold. That's why if market will have intention to drop significantly lower, hardly it will happen immediately. Since market will meet with the oversold, that will be also the fib level, so that will be some kind of the bullish stretch pattern by the chart Napoli. That's why we think that it's better to focus just on the 13 even target on the coming week. And also, on Friday we will get the non-farm payrolls release. That also will be very important. And what will happen very difficult to suggest right now. That being said, we think that our primary scenario is watching for the drop to the 13 even, and then see what really will happen, because we think that really could happen that market will show the failure breakout of the triangle and generate back up. Why this breakout could be failure? So take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart. On the 4-hour chart, among other targets, we have this A, B, C top D pattern. And target of this pattern, this is inside of the triangle stance, this A, B, C, D. And the target inside of this pattern stands at 1303 approximately. So it stands below these lows, but it stands very close to the fib support. So that's been said here, we also will get the agreement area. So ABCD target, daily oversold, monthly pivot support 1, confidence support on the 4-hour time frame chart. Take a look, this will be confidence support from the Brexit. This will be 618 support from these lows. This will be 38 fib support. Okay, and take a look, we also could get an extension of this upward swing. So it now takes the shape of the butterfly. It stands also at 13 even approximately. So that's been said, this will be really very strong combinations, very strong support cluster, and hardly market will pass through it without any respect. That's why, as you can see, existence of the confidence support and such sort of the support on the daily chart creates really significant chance for the failure breakout of the triangle. So it's very, and also this is very typical for the gold. So reaching of this confidence, completion of these targets, and then our projection seems very probable. It really could happen. So that's our major trading plan for a coming week. On the hourly chart, guys, you also could watch for some minor stop. For example, take a look at this ABCD pattern. This one on 4-hour time frame chart, most recent ABCD. Market has completed this target, 100% extension, shows the 618 retracement up, and now continue drops further on the Yellen's pitch. So that drop would mean that moving to the next target. Next target will be its 1618, and it stands also at approximately 1305 area. Also here, market could form some minor butterfly after the minor bounce on Monday to the weekly pivot point, or maybe a retesting of these lows. Market could continue move down, and the 1618 extension of this IBITSQ butterfly stands, take a look, at 1303, again at the same area. All these targets stands in the same area. So on the daily chart, it's approximately the same area. It's 13 even area. On the 4-hour time frame chart, different patterns. So that being said, 13 even is very strong support. That's why we think that minor drop, grabbing the stops below 1310, reaching of the 13 even area, and then return back up, seems very probable scenario for the gold market in coming week. Especially if the non-farm payrolls will be supportive for that action. So let's see what will happen. That's we just would like to warn you about taking some kind of the too extended targets to the downside targets on the gold market by far. So now it's not the time yet for such targets. To take in some extended targets to the downside, we need to see the clear breakout of the important levels, and we should be sure that gold stands below them. So that this is not the wash and rinse, this is not the failure breakout. It's real truth breakout, and we need to see some kinds of acceleration to the downside to totally use a possible trend. But right now, it's not the case yet. Now, market will work with this 1310 bottom and confidence support on the daily chart. That will be the primary objects for our trading on the coming week.